Nintendo hasn't said a whole lot about the NX. The NX is their next console. The only reason they said anything about it was to allay the fears that they were abandoning the console market when they announced that they were going to start making software for mobile phones. They wanted to assure their stockholders that, don't worry, there's going to be another Nintendo system, and we're just going to tell you the name of it now, or the code name of it, because Nintendo always has a code name, and then they change it, although I think NX is an awesome name, and they should stick with it. However, they were just going to tell us the code name, and we'll find out more later. Recently, someone over at NeoGAF uncovered a patent by Nintendo that shows a new console, and that new console does not have a disc system, so that means no DVDs/Blu-rays for this system. Now, some people are saying, well, that means that the NX is not going to have discs. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. That is definitely a possibility. In this day and age of widely available high-speed internet, it is something that I can see people do, companies doing, is putting their games out for download first. And the reason I can see that happening is because I am a heavy user of Steam. Now, Steam is online only. I cannot go to a store and buy a game for Steam. I just have to buy it online, and then I have to download it. There are some drawbacks, though. And for those drawbacks, it has to do with bandwidth caps. Some companies and countries have bandwidth caps in place so that you can only download so much per month. One that jumps to mind is Australia, although it's coming to the U.S. as well. Currently, well, I don't know currently, but the last I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that in Australia, they have pretty heavy bandwidth caps, and those bandwidth caps will keep you from downloading too much. Now, apparently you can pay for more, but it's not all that great. That being said, Australia is not the only place where this is happening. It's also starting to happen here in the U.S. as well. So these bandwidth caps are going to get in the way of a digital-only system. Now, how is Nintendo going to get around that? Well, on the patent, it also shows that you can get an SD card, or not that you can get an SD card, but that it has an SD card slot. Now, that SD card slot might be another way for them to sell games. Is Nintendo going to abandon discs and move towards an SD system? There's a couple reasons why I think that this is a good move or a good idea, and a couple reasons why I think this is a bad idea. As far as a good idea, the price per gigabyte on SD cards has continually gotten cheaper, and it's going to continue to get cheaper. I'm sure that in a few years' time, it will be incredibly cheap to sell an SD card with a game on it, no problem. A reason why this is a bad idea is for piracy. Lots of computers have SD card readers. If I can easily put the disk into the SD card reader on a computer, then maybe I can figure out how to rip the encryption out of there and figure out what the game is underneath. Another reason why this is interesting is because not just computers have SD cards. Lots of Android tablets also have SD cards, and you can buy SD card readers for iOS. So is this another chink in the armor that is Nintendo's wall against keeping everything? Boy, this analogy has gotten away from me. I'm going to go ahead and skip the analogy and articulate my thoughts a different way. Is this Nintendo backing off on their, not secrecy, but backing off on, boy, I cannot get the words out of my brain here. Is Nintendo going to embrace the easy way of doing things for the consumer, even though it might open up problems for them with piracy down the line? Boy, that was a long and drawn-out sentence. Hopefully you're still with me there. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is the NX, or is it something else? I mean, a lot of times companies just file a patent because somebody had an idea. Like, I guess Apple has a team of attorneys walking around their campus talking to all of Apple's engineers and saying, what'd you guys come up with today? Writing it all down and then patenting it so that nobody else can do it. So maybe Nintendo's doing this. Maybe they're not. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think.